Good afternoon, students. Today we are going to start one more new topic, that is expectorant and emetics. We all of you know that cough or sputum is a protective physiological reflux to clear the air. आपके शरीर में जो रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम है, रेस्पिरेटरी ट्रैक्ट है, तो जनरली उसमें कफ फॉर्मेशन होता है। अभी कफ फॉर्मेशन क्यों होता है? पर्टिकुलरली फॉर प्रोटेक्टिव पर्पस। इफ एनी irritating material were inhaled, so that should be blocked to enter in respiratory tract. Mainly the important organs like bronchi, bronchioles or lungs, and there is a fluid secretion increases which block that irritant particles or the materials, and that cough were expelled by sneezing or by coughing. So cough production in our body is a mainly protective purpose. So by which that our body protects from infections, chemical irritants, or the enter of foreign bodies by the coughing and by particularly the fluid which is secreted by the respiratory tract. Sometimes that dry cough, that we are saying irritative or unproductive cough, is also occurs due to the colds or by the inhalation of irritating dust and gases. So this cough that also remove from our respiratory tract by using some drugs that we are saying expectorants. That productive cough or the exudate producing cough is also occurs generally in asthma and bronchitis like diseases. So to removing this cough that may be of dry cough or productive cough which will be occur in our respiratory tract, that remove with the help of some drugs, and that drugs we are saying expectorants. So simply expectorants we are defined as the drugs used to remove secretion or sputum from respiratory tract are called as expectorants. These drugs produces their action by two ways. Either by decreasing the viscosity of bronchial secretion, वो क्या करेंगे, ब्रोंकाइल सिक्रीशन जो भी है उसका विस्कोसिटी कम कर देंगे। तो क्या हो जाएगा, विस्कोसिटी कम हो जाने की वजह से फ्लूइडिटी ऑफ दैट ब्रोंकाइल फ्लूइड इज इंक्रीजेस। अब फ्लूइडिटी बढ़ने की वजह से वो इजीली एक्सपेल हो सकते हैं from upper respiratory parts, and we are easily thrown outside the body, or by increasing the amount of respiratory tract fluid. या फिर क्या करते हैं ये ड्रग्स, ये सिक्रीशंस को बढ़ा देते हैं, वॉल्यूम ऑफ रेस्पिरेटरी ट्रैक्ट फ्लूइड जो है उसको बढ़ा देते हैं। अब वॉल्यूम ज़्यादा हो गया तो क्या होगा, ऑटोमेटिकली आपका कफ सिक्रीशन अगर ज़्यादा है तो आप करके उसको बाहर निकाल देंगे। दैट्स सिंपल। तो जैसे आपका कफिंग by volume increases, we are removing easily, or if the viscosity is decreases, again that fluidity is increases, so we are remove easily. So by these two ways, generally expectorants produces their effect on the respiratory tract. These expectorants were also classified in two types. यानी एक्सपेक्टोरेंट्स को हम दो इसमें क्लासिफाई कर सकते हैं। फर्स्ट वन, सेडेटिव टाइप ऑफ एक्सपेक्टोरेंट्स, मीन्स दिस ड्रग also ability to produce sedative effect, means they are depressant effect produces on CNS, central nervous systems. For example, ammonium chloride, potassium iodide, syrup of ipecac, iodinated glycerin, etc. Inorganic compounds, that is the ammonium chloride and iodide. Of syrup of ipecac and iodinated glycerin, that you have studied, syrup of ipecac mainly in pregnancy. That iodine and iodinated glycerin, that is also inorganic compounds. So these drugs produces sedative effect, so we are included in the sedative types of expectorants. How these drug produces their expectorant effect, means the mechanism of action. These drugs act with a reflux mechanism by irritating gastric mucosa. ये क्या करते हैं, ये रिफ्लक्स एक्शन प्रोड्यूस करते हैं। दे आर इरिटेटिंग द गैस्ट्रिक म्यूकोसा, सो व्हाट हैपेंस, द रेस्पिरेटरी सिक्रीशन stimulates and increases the volume, and by which the cough becomes outside easily. तो ये क्या करेंगे, ये रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम के ऊपर रिफ्लक्स एक्शन जो है वो प्रोड्यूस करते हैं। दे आर इरिटेटिंग गैस्ट्रिक म्यूकोसा। गैस्ट्रिक म्यूकोसा को इरिटेट किया तो क्या होगा, ये रेस्पिरेटरी ट्रैक्ट सिक्रीशंस जो है वो बढ़ेगा, एंड रेस्पिरेटरी ट्रैक्ट सिक्रीशंस बढ़ेगा तो वॉल्यूम ऑफ फ्लूइड इंक्रीजेस इन रेस्पिरेटरी ट्रैक्ट। अब रेस्पिरेटरी ट्रैक्ट में अगर फ्लूइड ज़्यादा जमा हो गया तो क्या होगा, वी आर थ्रोन आउटसाइड बाय स्प्लिटिंग, तो हम उसको बाहर निकाल सकते हैं इजीली। कफ जो है वो हम करके उसको बाहर निकाल सकते हैं। सो दैट्स इरिटेटिंग मैकेनिज्म। And second, stimulant types of expectorants means their ability to stimulate our central nervous systems, as well as their ability to stimulate the secretory cells of respiratory tract. For example, terpenoid oils like eucalyptus oil, lemon oil, terpene oil, anethiol or terpene hydrate, etc. etc. ये जो यूकेलिप्टस ऑयल होता है, लेमन ऑयल होता है, ये क्या करते हैं, ये रेस्पिरेटरी ट्रैक्ट्स के जो सिक्रेटरी सेल्स होते हैं तो उनको स्टिमुलेट्स करते हैं एंड इंक्रीजेस द फ्लूइड इन रेस्पिरेटरी ट्रैक्ट, and by which that volume of sputum is increases and gets diluted, and by that way they are easily expelled through our body. So these drugs act by the mechanism of actions like by stimulating the secretory cells of respiratory tract and increases the fluid in the respiratory tract, and by which the sputum gets diluted and increases the volume, by which they are easily expelled. वो बाहर easily निकल सकते हैं या निकाले जाते हैं. So all these are about, in short, the expectorants. And emetics, these are the drugs which induces vomiting. इमेटिक यानी क्या, जो वोमिटिंग को बढ़ावा देते हैं या वोमिटिंग करवाते हैं, जिसकी वजह से नॉशियाटिक फीलिंग होता है और वोमेसिस होता है, यानी आपको मचलाहट आती है, जिसकी वजह से आपको वोमिटिंग हो सकता है. सो दैट ड्रग्स वी आर सेइंग द इमेटिक. Emetics also act by two ways. By direct act on CTZ, chromotrigger zone, that's located in the posterior part of medulla oblongata. So these drugs stimulates that CTZ, and once that CTZ stimulates, that nauseatic sensation increases and vomiting may cause. Or by refluxly irritating the action produced on gastrointestinal tract, या फिर क्या करेंगे, वो रिफ्लक्स एक्शन प्रोड्यूस करते हैं बाय इरिटेटिंग टू जीआईटी एजेंट्स. अब गैस्ट्रोइंटेस्टिनल ट्रैक्ट्स के अंदर इरिटेशंस प्रोड्यूस करते हैं तो आपको मचलाहट होना शुरू हो जाएगा, नॉशियाटिक फीलिंग हो जाएगा. इफ we are consumes any bitters or nauseatic or excessive oily any foods or substance, so sometime that nausea like feeling may be develops, and that may also produces vomiting. Example, copper sulfate, sodium chloride, antimony, potassium, tartarate, etc. So these drugs may produces irritating action on gastrointestinal tract, and that may cause vomiting. Emetics mainly we are used in old age to cleanse our gastrointestinal tract or to remove the leavage or the stuff material which is remaining in GIT. But nowadays we are not using that emetics to wash the stomach or to remove the food contents or the material which will be deposited in stomach. अभी स्टमक ट्यूब्स आ गई हैं, या सेफ drugs and methods now available to clean our stomach or wash our stomach. So we are not use these emetics. But emetics sometimes used in very low doses in cough repression. अब ये कफ प्रिपरेशंस में कम इसलिए डोसेस में इसलिए यूज किए जाते हैं क्योंकि उनमें एबिलिटी है to produce the action to increase the flow of secretion in the respiratory tract. अब जैसे ही इरिटेट करते हैं जीआईटी को, तो सिक्रेशन जो है रेस्पिरेटरी ट्रैक्ट में वो बढ़ जाता है, और रेस्पिरेटरी ट्रैक्ट में अगर सिक्रेशन बढ़ता है तो उसको निकालना या रिमूव करना, एक्सपेल करना आसान हो जाता है. So in some cup preparations, these emetics used in small amount like sodium chloride or antimony, potassium, tartarate, sometimes used in some cup preparation also. But if that cough preparations were taken in large volume or in large dosage, a nauseatic feeling may be occurs. Sometime अगर आप कफ सिरप लेते हैं तो आपको कभी कभी फीलिंग होता है, एक्सेसिव अगर डोज आपने ले लिया तो definitely sometimes that's nauseatic or vomiting like feeling may be occurs. So generally they are used in small quantity or amount. So all these are about in the expectorants and emetics. In our syllabus, mainly three monographs included under this chapter. That's ammonium chloride, potassium iodide, and antimony potassium tartar. So that's we see one by one. हम एक एक करके उनको देखते हैं. So first we starts ammonium chloride. Thus I am cleaning these boards now. Ammonium formula is OCS molecular weight 53.49, synonym sal ammonic or salmiac. There are number of synonyms for ammonium chloride. Sal ammonic, one salmac, one more salmiac. One more synonym anchlor, anchlor. One more synonym, that is ammonium muriate. That's muriatic acid, hydrochloric acid. So from that muriate and ammonium muriate. That is also one synonym. So these are the various synonyms for ammonium chloride. Ammonium chloride is generally prepared by neutralizing hydrochloric acids with ammonia. Preparation. Prepared by neutralizing hydrochloric acid with ammonia. Neutralizing hydrochloric acid with ammonia. Reaction simple. That is hydrochloric acid plus NH3 where heating is then properties. First state, it occurs as a white crystalline powder. State occurs as white crystalline powder. Odor, definitely, that also having the typical odor of अमोनिया. अमोनियम क्लोराइड अगर आप खुला छोड़ देते हो तो क्या होगा, उसमें से अमोनिया जो है वो इवॉल्व होगा. सो वी आर गेटिंग द टिपिकल ओडर ऑफ अमोनिया इन स्मॉल proportion. Then taste, it possesses cooling saline taste. Odorless, but it involves ammonia. Cooling saline taste. Solubility, definitely it's soluble in water, but sparingly soluble in alcohol. It is hygroscopic in nature. Its 5% solution is acidic. On heating, it sublimes. Hygroscopic in nature. On heating, it sublimes. Means solid जो है वो directly evaporate हो जाएगा, melt नहीं, due to that ammonia and chloride. It evaporates directly. On heating, it sublimes without melting. 5% aqueous solution is acidic. So these are the properties. Then uses, ammonium chloride is used as an expectorant. Second use, it is also used as a diuretic. Then it is also used as a systemic acidifier. Particularly, it is helpful in producing mild acidosis. For this purpose, generally it is given by mouth. So these are the three different uses to say? The first one, expectorants. Second use, diamide. And third one, systemic acidifier. These are the uses of ammonium. Then स्टोरेज कंडीशन, प्रॉपर्टीज में हमने देखा है कि इट्स हाइग्रोस्कोपिक इन नेचर. सो हाउ वी आर स्टोर, डेफिनेटली इट शुड बी स्टोर इन अ टाइटली क्लोज कंटेनर कीपिंग कूल एंड ड्राईनेस. टाइटली क्लोज कंटेनर्स में उसको रखना है. देन इनकॉम्पेटिबिलिटी, it is incompatible with alkalis, carbonates of alkaline earth, lead and silver salts, etc. So all these are about ammonium chloride. Now the next compound, that's we say potassium iodide. Potassium iodide. Formula Ki. Molecular weight 166.09. आपने सिर्फ 166 लिखा तो भी चलेगा, कोई दिक्कत नहीं. Synonyms: toluiodidum, toluiodidum. These are the synonyms for potassium. One more synonym, what iron? That's short. But the most important, that's the toluiodidum. Preparation: generally it is prepared by treating the slight excess of iodine with a hot aqueous solution of potassium hydroxide. The pale yellow solution is evaporated to dryness and residue is heated with charcoal to reduce the iodine. The product is extracted with water, filtered and filtrate is evaporated to crystallization. Simple. क्या करना है? Potassium hydroxide and iodine both we are treated. So that's we are getting the yellow solution which we are evaporated, and then product is extracted with water and filtered, then filtrate is evaporated to crystallization. Simple. So that's reactions we are noted down. Potassium hydroxides plus iodine. इन दोनों को रिएक्शन आपका करवाना है. Potassium hydroxide plus iodine. So what happens? We are getting potassium iodide plus 5Ki plus thrice H2. This KiO3 again we are reacted with charcoal. So again we are getting potassium iodide plus CO. Twice KiO3 is 6 SiO2 together 6. So we are getting potassium iodide. This we are filtered and filtrate is evaporated. So we are getting the results. Then properties. First state, it occurs as a cubes or crystalline colorless powder. Odor, odorless. Taste, a bitter saline taste. Solubility, it is soluble in water, alcohol and glycerin. It is slightly hygroscopic in nature. These are the properties. State, it occurs as a tubes or colorless crystalline powder. Odor, odorless. Taste, tasteless. Or bitter saline taste. Yes. Solubility, soluble in water, alcohol and glycerin. It is hygroscopic in nature. On long exposure to air, it becomes yellow due to liberation of iodine and small quantity of iodide. The light and moisture accelerate the decomposition. The aqueous solution also becomes yellow in time due to oxidation, but small amount of alkali can prevent. Then uses, first, it is used as an expectorant. It is used in many expectorants preparations. The second use, it is also used as a source of iodine. That's mainly used in the thyroid disorders. The next, antifungal, mainly it is used as an antifungal agent in veterinary practice. Fourth, it is one of the most important ingredients of various official preparations or solutions of iodine. We know that potassium iodide increases the solubility of iodine in water. So in many official preparation, potassium iodide is used in iodine solutions. So these are the uses of potassium iodide. First one, that's expectorant. Second, it is used as a source of iodine. Mainly thyroid disease. Then antifungal agents. Mainly it is used in veterinary practice. And the most important ingredients of iodine solution. Particularly used to increases the solubility of iodine. Now storage. मैंने properties में आपको बताया इसका slightly hygroscopic in nature. If you are exposed for a long time, here it becomes yellowish. Even in aqueous solution, it's also yellowish if you are exposed to light and air. So we are always stored in a airtight containers protected from light. Protected from light and moisture also. Light and moisture. Incompatibility, it is incompatible with salts of iron, bismuth, mercury, potassium chlorate, chloral hydrate, oxidizing agents, etc. So all these are about, in short, potassium iodide. So these two monographs belongs from the expectorant category. Now, third one, that's the last monograph from this topic, that belongs from emetics. So that's the most important. Antimony potassium tartarate. That's the only one drug in syllabus belongs from emetic category. Formula C4H4O7. C4H4O7 SBK half H2. So one molecule of potassium tartarate has half molecule of water. ये दो मॉलिक्यूल जो है पोटेशियम कार्बोनेट के उसमें एक मॉलिक्यूल वाटर का प्रेजेंट है. सिनोनिम tartar emedy, that the most common synonym. वैसे इसके लिए synonym बहुत है, but the important that is the tartar emedy. Another synonyms, that is potassium antimonial tartarate, potassium antimonial tartarate. One more short name, that's anti potassium tartarate. One more synonym, tartarized antimony. But the most important and frequently asked synonym, that is the tartar emedy. Then properties. First state, it occurs as a white or colorless crystalline form. White or colorless crystalline form. Odorless, taste slightly sweet in taste, slightly sweet. Then solubility, it is soluble in water but insoluble in alcohol. Soluble in water but insoluble in alcohol. Its aqueous solution is slightly acidic and it is effloresces on exposure to air. Then uses It is commonly used as an emetic. The next use, it is used as an expectorant also, but very rarely. Then next use, it is mostly given by IV route of administration in the treatment of schistosomiasis. Schistosomiasis, that also we are saying Kala. Immunity, expectorant, and in the treatment of schistosomiasis. So we are saying Kala. So in schistosomiasis, it is given by IV, intravenously. Then storage. Again, in properties, we see that it is efflorescence on exposure to air. So we are always stored in a well closed container. Then incompatibility, it is incompatible with acids and alkalis, salts of heavy metals, albumin, soap, tannins, etc. So here we are completed one more short topics, that is expectorant and emetics. That also we are included in our second sessional examination. Okay, thank you.